In this lecture, we are going to study about adrenal gland, also called as suprarenal gland. What does it shows? Why adrenal? See the diagram here. This is the diagram of kidney. This is the kidney, and above this kidney, this cap-like structure is present called as adrenal gland. What's the meaning of suprarenal? Superior to renal, that means kidney. So suprarenal gland. This is about the position of this adrenal gland. Now see this diagram. In this diagram, longitudinal section is taken. Longitudinal section or vertical section. So this half part of the gland is seen here, and this is the remaining half part as it cut vertically. What is seen here? It shows this outer region which is called as adrenal cortex, and this inner region which is called as adrenal medulla. Now we'll see another diagram to see the details of these different parts of the adrenal gland. Now once again, here this is the kidney. Above the kidney, this suprarenal gland is present or adrenal gland is present if we cut it vertically. What it shows? In vertical section, it shows outermost covering called as capsule, and it have outer layer called as adrenal cortex and inner layer called as adrenal medulla. Now, what are the layers which are found in adrenal cortex? These are outermost layer, zona glomerulosa. Here, this is the outermost layer called as zona glomerulosa. This is the middle layer called as zona fasciculata, and this is the innermost layer called as zona reticularis. So, outer layer adrenal cortex with these three sublayers. Inner to zona reticularis, one more structure, one more part is present which is called as adrenal medulla. Then we are going to see about the secretions of this adrenal gland. What are the secretions or what are the hormones secreted by adrenal cortex and adrenal medulla? See this diagram, it shows two parts of adrenal gland. One of the part is called as adrenal cortex and the second part is called as medulla. This adrenal cortex secretes a hormone called as mineralocorticoid, and the main mineralocorticoid is called as aldosterone. Second hormone secreted is called as glucocorticoid. One of the example is cortisol here, and third hormone secreted by the adrenal cortex is androgen and estrogens, also called as estradiols. So these three hormones secreted by three layers of the adrenal cortex. Mineralocorticoid by outermost layer called as zona glomerulosa. This glucocorticoid is secreted by zona fasciculata, and these androgens and estrogens are secreted by the innermost layer called as zona reticularis. Then second part is called as medulla. This medulla, it secretes catecholamines, which includes non-adrenaline and adrenaline, which we also have studied in the previous lecture, that means under sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Nerve endings of sympathetic nerves, it also secretes this hormone called as adrenaline. Now we are going to see the functions of these different glands, that means different parts of the adrenal cortex. So this role of mineralocorticoids. Mineralocorticoids are secreted by zona glomerulosa. As already I said that it is secreted by zona glomerulosa. What are their functions? It regulates electrolyte and water balance. So this electrolyte balance means the ionic balance, and water balance is for osmotic balance, to maintain the homeostasis, that is the normal level of ionic and the balance of water. Second function, it stimulates reabsorption of sodium and water from renal tubules. These renal tubules, as we have studied in 11th standard, renal tubules are the part of uriniferous tubule or the part of nephron. So from this nephron, from the renal tubule of nephron region, this sodium and water is reabsorbed and under the control of mineralocorticoid. For what purpose it is reabsorbed? So that it can be reutilized inside the body and prevented from the loss of sodium and water. What is the third one? it stimulates excretion of potassium and phosphate ion. So absorption of sodium and excretion, that is removal of phosphate and potassium ion, is there. Its next function is it maintains body fluid volume. That means already we have seen how can the body fluid volume will be maintained by reabsorbing required amount of water and required amount of salt. So maintaining body fluid volume, osmotic pressure, and along with that blood pressure also, because this blood pressure is maintained by the amount of salt present in blood. So indirectly it also maintains blood pressure. See this last line, aldosterone is the main mineralocorticoid, which is also called as salt retaining hormone. Salt is retained, it is reabsorbed, mainly sodium is reabsorbed inside the body because of this mineralocorticoid. So this is one of the hormone which is secreted by adrenal cortex, mainly secreted by zona glomerulosa. Now we'll see second hormone, that is glucocorticoid, and this glucocorticoid, it is secreted by the second layer of the cortex region, which is called as zona fasciculata. What are the functions? It involved in carbohydrate, protein and lipid metabolism. As the name suggests here, glucocorticoid, gluco for carbohydrates. So it is involved in carbohydrate as well as protein and lipids. Gluco for carbohydrates, corticoids are concerned with lipids. So maintaining carbohydrate, protein and lipid metabolism. It stimulates gluconeogenesis. What's the meaning of gluconeogenesis? It is formation of glucose from non-carbohydrate substances. So stimulating gluconeogenesis. Lipolysis, lysis means breaking of what? Breaking of lipid. And proteolysis, that is lysis or breaking of proteins, which is responsible for increase in blood glucose level. Okay, so this is for the second function for the glucocorticoid, stimulating gluconeogenesis, that is formation of glucose from non-carbohydrate substances like proteins and fat, and for that it bring about lysis of lipid and lysis of protein, that is breaking of protein and lipid. Third function, it is immunosuppressive, suppresses the production of antibodies, and hence it is used in allergy. What does it mean? You should know that this word allergy is for hypersensitivity of the body to a particular substance. Sometimes we have got allergy of dust particles, sometimes we have got allergy of some proteins, and sometimes we have got allergy of some types of pollen grains. What does it mean? At that time our body will become hypersensitive to that particular substance. We can also say that our immune system becomes hyperactive. Now it is given that it is immunosuppressant. Glucocorticoid is a immunosuppressant. So when our immune system becomes hypersensitive, it becomes hyperactive, then its hyperactivity is suppressed by this immunosuppressant, that is by the glucocorticoid. So remember, these glucocorticoids can be used in allergy as it is a immunosuppressant or immunosuppressive in nature. It suppresses the hyperactive immune system of the body. Remember, this point number 3 is important, can be asked for 1 mark, can be asked for 2 marks. Give reason why glucocorticoids are used in the treatment of allergies. Next one, it prepares animal to face emergencies in nature. Emergencies means sometimes we have to take decisions within a very short period of time. So that type of emergencies can be solved because of presence of glucocorticoids. Then the third one, that is role of gonadocorticoids. What are these gonadocorticoids? Gonado for the gonads or for the reproductive organs. So this role of gonadocorticoids means the corticoids acting on gonads, on the reproductive organs. These gonadocorticoids are secreted by zona reticularis, third layer or the inner layer of adrenal cortex. Its function in male, it is responsible for development and maintenance of secondary sexual characters. In case of males, responsible for development of secondary sexual characters like development of mustache, change in voice, reproductive organs will grow, development of hair in the pubic region, all these characters becomes the secondary sexual characters. Then when there is a hypersecretion of gonadocorticoid is there. What's the meaning of hypersecretion? Hypersecretion means more secretion of gonadocorticoids. It shows some changes in case of females as well as in case of males. What are the changes taking place in females? In females, it causes adrenal virilism. What is the meaning of this virilism? It is premature development of secondary sexual characters. And second is hirsutism. This hirsutism is for excess hair on the face. So these two symptoms are seen in case of female with hypersecretion of gonadocorticoids. And in case of males, it causes gynecomastia, that is enlarged breast. Okay, so remember the conditions, meaning of word adrenal virilism and hirsutism, as well as the meaning of term gynecomastia can be asked in one word or the one sentence question. So important to remember this. Now we are going to see what are the symptoms of hypersecretion and hyposecretion of corticoids. When it is secreted in hyper amount, that means in more amount. So hypersecretion of corticoids leads to Addison's disease. What are the symptoms of Addison's disease? There will be low blood sugar level, there will be low sodium and high potassium in plasma. There will be loss of sodium and water in urine, and it leads to weight loss, weakness, nausea, vomiting and diarrhea. If you remember the normal functions of corticoids, then you can keep in mind very easily these symptoms of Addison's disease. Okay, second one is hyposecretion of corticoids. This hyposecretion of corticoids, it leads to Cushing's disease. What are the symptoms of Cushing's disease? It leads to high blood sugar level, rise in sodium in blood, excretion of glucose in urine, and there will be high BP, obesity and wasting of limb muscles. Okay, so that means they are exactly opposite to each other. So hypersecretion, more secretion of corticoids, and hyposecretion, less secretion of corticoids. Hypersecretion leads to Addison's disease and hyposecretion leads to Cushing's disease. Okay, so again this terminology you have to keep in mind, can be asked for match the following. Then second part is called as adrenal medulla. What is this adrenal medulla? It is the inner part of adrenal gland. Outer part is the adrenal cortex and inner one is called as adrenal medulla. So this adrenal medulla, remember that it develops from the ectoderm, that is the outer region. What is the meaning of ectoderm? Ectoderm is it is the outermost germ layer. What is the function of this adrenal medulla? This adrenal medulla, it secretes two hormones. First one is called as adrenaline and second one is called as noradrenaline. What are their functions? This adrenaline, also called as epinephrine, it is also called as emergency hormone and also called as 3F, fight, fright or flight hormone. How can it works during emergency? That means what are the examples? See, during examination, whatever we are going to prepare, just within a short period of time, that portion which we didn't get during the whole year can be prepared within a very short period of time. And as it works during emergency, that means whatever all emergency conditions are there, all this will be evoked and get ready to solve the problems. So this is called as emergency hormone. Okay, so remember adrenaline, emergency hormone, also called as 3F. Second one is non-adrenaline, also called as norepinephrine. What is its function? It regulates blood pressure under normal conditions, and it also acts as vasoconstrictor. What's the meaning of vasoconstrictor? To constrict the blood vessels, and that's why helps in increasing the blood pressure here. Okay, so you have to remember this for adrenal gland. What are the parts? Adrenal cortex and adrenal medulla with their secretions. It's an important gland. Question of 2, 3, 5 marks can be asked on this. Now we are going to study about the next part, that is thymus gland. We'll see the position of thymus gland. It is located on dorsal side of heart and aorta. I think you remember the position of heart. In case of vertebrates, heart is present towards the ventral side. That means you can see the heart from the face side. So we can say that thymus gland can be seen from the dorsal side of the body. We can also say that situated towards dorsal side of the heart. What is the structure seen? It is bilobed mass of lymphoid tissue which is formed of lobules. Okay, we'll see the diagrammatically what is the position of thymus gland. Now see this thymus gland. Before observing this thymus gland, see this first diagram. What it shows? It shows these are the lungs on both the sides. This is the heart which is observed from dorsal side. Okay, so this is the dorsal side. That means the position of heart which is seen from the back side. So towards the back side or the dorsal side of the heart, you can see this two lobed structure. These two lobes are seen. This is thymus gland. This thymus gland, it consists of this lobe-like structure. These are the lobulated structures. Small lobules are seen, all come together and form two major lobes. So right lobe and left lobe together constitute this thymus gland. What is the secretion of this thymus gland? This thymus gland secrete only one secretion which is called as thymosin. This is the hormone which is secreted by thymus gland. What's the name? Thymosin. What is the function of this thymosin? It brings about differentiation of T lymphocytes. If you remember, in human health and diseases, we have studied under acquired immunity. That is, lymphocytes, a type of agranulocyte, WBCs, which are produced in bone marrow, get matured. Some of them get matured in thymus gland and become T lymphocytes. So it brings about differentiation of T lymphocytes, and T lymphocytes are responsible for this cell mediated immunity. Next function, it promote production of antibodies by providing humoral immunity. If you remember, these antibodies are produced by plasma cells, and plasma cells in turn are produced by B lymphocytes. So helping in production of antibodies by providing humoral antibodies. And next function, next important characteristic feature, it degenerates in old age, therefore immune system weakens. Okay, so what is the condition? Thymus gland, it is prominent at birth but gradually atrophies, that means gradually degenerates in adult, and that's why thymus gland is also called as temporary gland. Remember that thymus is also called as a temporary gland. Why? Because it is prominent in the young condition by birth, and as the age advances, it get de-atrophies or it degenerates. Okay, so very small description is there for the thymus gland, but one of the important gland for maintaining immunity, that is cell mediated immunity. So prepare it well. Diagram can be asked for 2 marks. Its secretion can be asked for 1 mark. And functions of thymosin, that is the secretion of thymus gland, can be asked for 2 marks. Okay, so this is all about 2 glands. We have studied adrenal and thymus in this lecture. In the next lecture, we are going to study about the next glands like pancreas, gonads, and remaining type of gland.